Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Sportsbook Confidential. My name is John Sullivan. I'm coming to you live from the FingerLakes1.com studios in Seneca Falls, New York. And this little show here is to help you learn and grow as a sports bettor. We got a nice fall day here in the Finger Lakes, and we're going to do a pretty short and sweet show so you can go out and enjoy this fine sunny day. We're going to talk about baseball today. They announced this week the new playoff format for the 2020 season, and I felt like there was a lot of value in the futures. So we're going to talk about betting on who's going to win the World Series, and I'm going to show you my picks and what I actually got. I actually made some wagers yesterday, and I'll show you what I got. And we'll compare the current odds. And then, of course, we'll go back to the NFL. And I've got my model today, so you can check out what my model thinks about this weekend's Week 2 games in the NFL. And, of course, at the end of the show, I'll have my picks. And like we always do, why don't we get started by updating my bankroll? And lo and behold, I got all my picks right last week. I decided to be extra selective. To be honest, I didn't have a lot of confidence in the model on the spread side of the model, but I felt like on the total side, the over-unders, that the model was still pretty accurate. And that was just my personal, intuition. I didn't really have, other than my previous experience in previous years with the model to back it up. Again, it's a bubble year. We have this crazy virus going around, and sports are really upside down. But we started our bankroll with $475, and we had the Bears +3, and they were down 23-6, but they came back and won 27-23, and that was a win and $14 to the bankroll. And then we had the Saints and the Bucks over 47.5, I believe, and that went over, and I think they scored about 60 points in that game. Plus $16 to the bankroll. And then on Monday night, we had the Steelers under, and Steelers and Giants under. And that also won for us, and that was a profit of $15 to the bankroll. So if you do the math, that's a profit of $45 on the week, and it makes our new bankroll $520 going into week 2. And if you divide by 30, that makes our bet size this week $17. We divide by 30 because we try to remain a selective sports bettor and not bet too many games. If you're betting a lot more than that, you'll have to divide your bankroll into more sections than 30. And we've talked about that in a previous episode. So let's just jump right in and move on to baseball. And the 2020 Major League Baseball playoffs, they just announced that they had come to an agreement on how they were going to be held. And, of course, we already knew that 16 teams are making the playoffs, and as opposed to the usual 10. So there's 8 in the American League and 8 in the National League. Of course, you've got the winners of each 3 divisions in each league. You got the second-place team in each division in each league. And then the next of the remaining teams, the teams with the 2 best records, are the 2 wild card teams. So they've decided that the playoffs are going to be at a neutral site. I'm not sure how hard of a bubble it's going to be, whether they're going to be able to leave the facilities or if it's going to be a hard bubble like the NHL and the NBA tried to do, what the NHL did very successfully. So the American League is going to play in the Diamondbacks ballpark in Arizona, and the National League is going to play in the Texas Rangers ballpark in Arlington. So very interesting how they swapped that, but both of those ballparks are known to be home run parks, and maybe that was by design, that they want to have a lot of offense and get people watching during the playoffs. But this is the interesting part to me, and the part that you should pay attention to. All 16 teams have to play in the first round. Nobody gets any buys or anything like that. And because they're playing in a bubble, there is a home team advantage, obviously, for being the team that bats last. But the first round is only a best of 3. And, your number one starter, if you have a dominant number one starter, okay, you've got him in game one, but he's not going to pitch again. He might pitch an inning in game 3 if you need him, but that makes it tough. It's the teams that have the deeper rotations that may, succeed the best, that have 3 starters that, are really all playoff ready. But I think this really favors the offensive teams and the teams that have the good hitting. And there's a chance for a lot of upsets in that first round with only 3 games, and they're all being played in the same ballpark. So that means, it screams to me long shots, middle odds, long shots. And then the second round, which is known as a divisional round, is best of 5 like it always is. And then the League Championship Series best of 7 and the World Series best of 7. So the World Series is going to be in a neutral, as far as I know. I believe they decided on either one of those 2 ballparks. It escapes me at the moment which one is hosting the series. But that is the plan. So it's going to be, I think there's going to be a lot of good betting value in that first round of the playoffs. So we're going to keep an eye out for that. Now, the World Series, I think, is being held starting October 29th or something like that. So check the calendar, but you really want to be ready for that first round of playoffs. So the current AL playoff teams as of this morning are as follows. The divisions winners, White Sox, Rays, and Athletics. Second place in each of the divisions, the Twins, the Yankees, and the Astros. And then the 2 wildcard teams are the Cleveland Indians